In the 8 years that we've been in this building, we've grown a lot. We've grown steadily and carefully and with determination. And over that time, we've gone from about 1,000 people coming through our doors every year to over 3,500 coming and participating in our programs. From about 3,000 hours of programming in a year to over 10,000 hours of programming in a year. One that I'm actually most excited about, from about 85 volunteers involved every year to over 600 volunteers every year doing over 8,000 hours of volunteer work. When I say we, and I mean all of you, that's what I mean. We've also added some new things. Some of the things that you might expect. You know, we moved our after school and summer programming to being comprehensive from kindergarten through high school. And then some things that have been a little bit more creative. You know, you've probably heard about or seen some of the displays about the Kids Cafe Breakfast Club program, our vocational partnership with the Memorial High School Special Education Department. So glad that Vicki won one of the prizes here. She works with us on that program all the time. Also the youth action that Sky talked about, the Neighborhood Organizing Institute, and most recently, hopefully some of you got a chance to record station IDs for our soon-to-be launched WWMVL PFM 95.5 Many Voices, One Community. And we've been doing that all on a relatively limited budget, about $800,000. So, you know, I gave a tour to a new director of a relatively major nonprofit in Madison, and was walking her around and showing her all the things that happened here. And then we sat down and she said, "What's your budget?" I said, "I'm a little under $800,000. She said, "What? I can't do that." All of you, that's how we do that. We as a Lucier community have made a long-term commitment to each other, to be there for each other. The first day a child goes to kindergarten, to when she goes off to college, when she comes back looking for a job, when the kids are in school and she's looking for a way to get back. And just let me be straight here that a lot of people, it's not a straight shot like that. There are twists and turns and speed bumps and roadblocks, and we're here for those as well. When people ask us what does the center need most, the answer is really always the same. We need the stable foundation, the long-term commitments, and the solid footing to grow and grow for the future. So that's what we're announcing tonight. You've been seeing around the center probably this little sign that says solid. And we are announcing tonight, some of you might have even picked up this little brochure up in the Lucier shop that we put together, right? What we're announcing tonight is called Solid, a campaign for brighter futures. We have one goal with this campaign, and that is to raise $1 million in long-term commitments. That's recurring gifts, multi-year pledges. Someone says, take $25 out of my bank account every month, and someone else says, I'll give you $100 a year for the next 5 years. That works out to about $200,000 a year for the next 5 years. And with that money, we're going to do two things. One is we're going to build a solid foundation under the programming that we have right now to make sure that the kinds of opportunities that you heard Sky talk about and the kind of support you heard Daniel talk about are here for years to come. And with the other, we're going to expand in three very specific ways. We're going to build our coordinated support for elementary school students by embedding our after-school staff at your elementary school 5 hours a week so they can be in the school, in the classroom, working with teachers and have that really tight connection. We have that with our middle and high school AmeriCorps members who do tutoring over at Jefferson and Memorial, and we want to build that at the elementary level as well. We're going to expand kids' access to outdoor education and the barriers against summer learning loss by expanding our summer camp hours. And we're going to send more young people to college by doubling the number of Jane Burroughs funding scholars. If you're curious about any of those programs, you can see information in the collages around the building. We aren't asking any of you to make a gift tonight. Tonight is about gratitude and about sharing communities. And later this fall, when we do come out with our end of year appeal, please know how grateful we would be for your support. If you're moved to make a gift at that point, we hope that you'll consider making it solid, making it part of this campaign, making it a long-term gift, a multi-year commitment, a recurring gift, making it a gift that says, I will be there, and that we belong to each other. I'm also happy to announce tonight that anyone who makes a solid gift, a gift to the Solid campaign, between now and the end of the year, we have one of our board members, Amy Shapiro, and her husband, Norm Plus, who have agreed to match the first year's donation up to a total of $15,000. If you want to learn more or get involved, either to give or to help us raise the money, we have a little clipboard. We're always taking names. There's one here. There's one in the LCEC shop. Please let us know. So I want to close by saying something that some of you have heard me say before a few different ways, and that is, it is such a great honor to be a part of the work of the center. Just in the last few weeks, I've gotten to do so many things. I got to sit and listen to Kayvon, a 10th grader who started coming here in the 2nd grade. I got to interview him and ask him sort of what difference did. And he told me about, in the elementary after-school program, learning to love reading. Starting out hating reading. So we read every day, and finally someone put the right book in his hands that was part of a series, and so he had to get the other ones. And how he continues to love reading. He talked about how an experience in the middle school after-school program led him to swear off fighting. And he talked about how just this summer in Youth Action, in the program that Sky and Daniel were leading, he figured out that yes, he actually could cook. I also got to sit and scheme with Pat. Pat is a retired businesswoman. And we got to sit and scheme about how are we going to really sort of shake ourselves awake. How is it that we walk the walk of justice in this world with all of the injustices that we're looking at? I got to reconnect with Taikia. Where's Taikia? She was here a minute ago. I got to reconnect with Taikia, who I met about 15 years ago when she was in middle school. And I just can't tell you what it means to me to see her still pursuing her dreams no matter what gets put in her way. And I get to work with her mom, Denise, all the time for the community dinners, but now also as she takes leadership in starting to bring folks together in the neighborhood to make life better. On a daily basis, I get to work with the most passionate, funniest, most deeply committed people, the people who make up the staff and the board and the hundreds of volunteers who work here. People who don't just do this because it's work, it's a job, or because it's a volunteer gig, but because it's a part of who we are. I truly am one of the luckiest people I know. As I was thinking about this talk, I remembered a quote from a professor of mine. She's an Indigenous Canadian woman, and she said, the question isn't, who are you? The question is, whose are you? Who do you belong to? And who belongs to you? At the Lucier Center, we're building our base wide and our foundation deep so that this community is solid, so that children and families stand on solid ground, so that our dreams turn into real, tangible, solid successes. Thank you to all of you who helped us get this far, and I can't wait to see what it is we managed to do together. And to those of you who are new, welcome. There's always a place for you here, and I hope you enjoy this. Thank you so much, and I hope you'll enjoy the rest of the